Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Dr. Johnson with Alterman and Johnson Family Chiropractors, and this is an episode of Q&A with Doctors A and J. And we're bringing you this series in order to introduce you to experts in the community, resources that are available, and just share with you what they love. So today I'm here with Samantha Crickmore, and Samantha has some really exciting news to share with us. So
I do.
Samantha, go ahead and tell us what you got going on.
Awesome. Well, I'm just super excited to announce that we are now a licensed birth center at First Coast Midwifery and Birth Center. And not only will we still continue to offer home birth to our patients, but also now have the option of birth center birth. So that's really major for our community, and we're really excited to offer that.
That is very exciting. And while we're here today, we're going to take you on a virtual tour so you can see what the birthing center, and it's actually really beautiful.
Thank you.
So there's a really sweet story about how this place came to be. Can you tell us about that?
For sure. Yeah, it was totally unexpected. I've been a home birth midwife for the last few years, and prior to that worked at another birth center. And my husband has always had this thought of opening a birth center, and I just knew the commitment was huge. It's just a lot to take on. We had 5 of our own babies, and I'm catching babies all the time. So
I don't know how you do.
There is no knowing how. It just, you take it a day at a time. I couldn't do it if it was any other job, because midwifery is just so rewarding. As demanding as it is, it's just like, there's no better job. You work with pregnant women every day. It's just the best field. So we would always just take car rides and look at commercial leases around the area, and every time we passed anywhere for lease, my husband would look at me and be like, that'd be a nice birth center. And I'm like, babe, we're barely above water, we don't have time to start a birth center, it's just, it's not possible. But one day we were driving through Riverside, and I saw this building here at 815 Stockton, and we turned to each other and both were like, well, that would make a really perfect birth center. So we stopped, we got the number to the landlord off the sign, and we went on about our day, and we were like, well, let's drive back by and take a look and maybe call them and just see if it's even within reach. We already had an office that we were seeing patients in prenatally, and it was working great. Downside, it only had 1 bathroom, so we could use a little more space, but I still wasn't prepared to open a birth center. And so we called the landlord, and he's like, I'm actually only a block away. I can meet you right now and give you a tour. He opened the door, we fell in love. Financially, it still seemed just crazy to take on, especially if we weren't doing a birth center. So we talked a lot about it. I called a few friends that have opened birth centers and kind of asked them about that process, and they said, if it's the only thing you're doing, it's doable, but with as much as you got going on, it's a lot. And I just didn't feel like I could take it on. It wasn't the right timing. It was still just above our budget. We're like, okay, it's just not right. So we went on this amazing month-long family vacation, and we'd forgotten all about the place and just let it go. And I get back, and the next morning I wake up jet lagged, and I get a phone call from Andrea Reese, who's a midwife in Gainesville, good friend of mine. We used to work together, and she says, hey, do you want to purchase the birth center at Gainesville from me? And I was like, well, I hadn't really thought about it. That's crazy. Let me, think about it. And so we did some exploring of our options, and the birth center at Gainesville, or the Birth and Wellness Center was the formal name. It just wasn't getting as much interest, for out of hospital birth as we are here in Jacksonville. We just have such a big booming community of home birthers and out of hospital birthers. So it made sense to purchase the business entity and move it and offer it in Jacksonville and put it under my business name, so we already have our reputation, and then we just can expand to being a birth center. So we did that. We submitted the paperwork, we made the purchase, and then we've just been really working hard to get this space ready. We called the landlord back and said, okay, we changed our mind. We do want to consider the space, and they had actually lowered the price to right what we were offering at first, and it was still available, which was pretty miraculous. It had been 2 months, and this is a really great area, so it all just fell into place, and we've done a lot of work the last few months just getting it ready.
Well, what a whirlwind that has to have been.
It really was.
6 months, right? Start to finish. 6 months from when you first saw the place, decided, no, it's not the right time, and then everything just fell into place.
It literally was like, have a birth center. It just fell on my lap, and I said, I can't say no. As much as I love home birth, and we'll definitely continue to offer that.
Yeah.
It's just it was the perfect opportunity to offer that to this community.
This place was meant to be.
For sure.
Like.
Yeah.
So you said that twice, and I just want to make sure that everybody's hearing that. This is an option. You're doing birth center births, but you'll still be available for home births.
For sure.
And you've got you're scheduled out for home births for many months to come already.
Yes, we just started offering birth center births, so predominantly home birth right now, but kind of making the shift towards doing some more birth center births in that mix.
Okay, you ready to take us on a tour?
Absolutely.
Okay,
let's love that. So we'll start our tour at the front door. We have a little coffee tea bar here for our mamas to enjoy. We usually have a little changing pad over there, but due to COVID, we've got a little setup with face masks and sanitizer. And this is our primary waiting room. Little water cooler in the corner. And if you come over here to this hallway, it joins our big restroom with two of our birth rooms. So when our moms come in for an appointment, they would just leave a urine sample. We do have a full kitchen, laundry facility in here. And this is our beach birth room. And then across the hall is our other birth suite. And then this door joins to the other restroom, and it shares the restroom with our prenatal room. I have that one, and this is our prenatal room where we do prenatal visits, postpartum checkups, and also offer pap smears. We do in-office ultrasound. Just a cozy space where you and your family can come and be together during your visits. And then this is our family-friendly waiting room. We also do our monthly childbirth education classes in here that are complimentary to our patients. We have a lending library for our patients as well. Lots of great books and resources. And over here we have our children's area. Usually has tons of books and toys. We've kind of put all that aside during this pandemic as well. And then this is our little wall of fame. Has our little baby feet up here and the babies that have been born since we've opened the practice in this building. And then it kind of circles back around to our main waiting room.
Thanks, Samantha, for giving us this tour of your beautiful birth center. We're so excited for you all.